in the wheat. Anybody who understands this understands that there are important truths to be learned. Lesson number one, it is naive to think that the planting of good exempts us from the presence of bad. This is important for us to understand. Just because God allows wheat to be planted doesn't mean that weeds are restricted. The kingdom is like this. The kingdom is like this. So we have to be able to produce in the presence of weeds. So for all of you who are waiting for all the weeds to be gone before you produce the wheat, you are not digging deep enough into this text, because this text declares there will never be a day that you can be wheatful without being weedful. God allows the wheat to be planted. That doesn't mean that the weeds are restricted. Wheat is planted with great intentionality. Wheat is planted with great intentionality. In other words, wheat is not going to grow in this ground if it is not planted. It is not a natural result of the climate, the soil, the rain, and the sunshine. It has to be planted. Nobody succeeds accidentally. Nobody wins a marathon accidentally. Nobody wins the Olympics accidentally. Nobody gets a master's degree accidentally. Nobody gets a diploma accidentally. Nobody passes a GED accidentally. Nobody gets a promotion accidentally. Just because you pray doesn't mean you win. This is work. This is sweat. This is labor, because this is agriculture. And agriculture means that the intention of sowing the seed is that I might have wheat. And the intention of having wheat is that I might have bread. From seed to wheat to bread. I can't plant seed today and eat bread tonight. So if I am going to be seedful, I have to be patient for the seed to grow first down and then up. Some of you are standing over your life talking about, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. I keep sowing and I don't see nothing. The seed grows down before it grows up. You're not supposed to see it, but just because you don't see it doesn't mean that the roots are not growing in the soil. And if you wait a little while, it is going to go from seed to wheat, and from wheat to bread. And there is work in between every stage. The seed is work, the weed is work, the bread is work. You cannot eat any better than you work. You've got to be willing to be controversial. You've got to be willing to be talked about. And the greatest problem in our community right now is that we are so sensitive. We're more worried about being liked than we are being fruitful. And you're praying to God about what they said, and she said, and he said, and God said, unless you deny mother, father, sister, brother, and even deny yourself, you cannot be my disciple. What they say about you doesn't matter. Weeds don't like wheat. Get it to your head. Weeds don't like wheat. You got to decide, do you want to be wheat or do you want to be weeds? Whenever there is great potential for harvest, the enemy will always earmark the spot with calamity. The devil knew God was going to bless you. Hell knew God was going to use you. Hell knew that God had a purpose for your life. He earmarked it with calamity. Whatever went wrong in your life, Whatever calamities happen in your life, whatever calamities that happen in your past, whatever trauma you went through in your life, in your childhood, was the enemy's way of earmarking the spot. He knew it wasn't time yet, but he started working underground before you ever came up, so that he would have his system in place before you became fruitful. He would already have his infrastructure in place so you would have something to struggle with. Why am I so doubtful? Why am I so insecure? Why am I so needy? Why am I so petty? He earmarked you. He had to start the infrastructure early, because once you became fruitful, it would be too late to do anything to you. He had to start it early in your life so you would be broken in all the right places. You're not just fighting a demon, you're fighting a system. Corruption and destruction are two different things. Corruption and destruction are two different things. He could not destroy the wheat. So all he could do was corrupt the environment in which the wheat was coming. He couldn't stop you from coming up. He just wanted to make it hard for you. So since corruption and destruction are not the same thing, and he couldn't destroy my blessing, he wanted to corrupt my environment. The trick is to wait it out. The master says, leave it alone, lest while trying to fix it, you make it worse. It's a setup. Weed cannot change wheat. So why did he plant it? To trick you into this impatience where you feel like you're running out of time and you got to do something now. Your faith is expressed through your silence. This is not your battle. The wisdom of waiting is the opiate of faith. The most expensive seed you can plant is time. If you sow money, you're gonna get some more money. But if you plant time, you'll never have it again. And the enemy has plagued you with a spirit of urgency that makes you want to take matters into your own hands. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
Where it seems all hope is lost, when you're on the verge of giving up, or when life just seems too hard to live, maybe you're even passing through hard times now. You may even get angry at others for having life so easy. The truth is that no one has it easy all the time. So many of us bear scars from previous hardships that we don't show the world. No matter who we are, we all pass through hard times. Being a believer doesn't exempt you from this. In fact, many members of the early church suffered persecution. So many people died for the faith that we now have, and many others, even now, are facing their own experiences and hard times. I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not going through hardship because God hates you or because you're a bad Christian. All of us face our own trials while on earth, but we have this assurance that no matter what we go through, and no matter how difficult it might seem, God is with us through it all, and all things work together for our good. In this world, we'll face troubles, but we know that we are more than conquerors in Christ Jesus. What you're passing through may seem huge, and it may look like a mountain that's impossible to climb for you. But the Bible tells us that if we have faith, even as small as a mustard seed, we can say to the mountain, "Be moved," and it will be moved. No matter how difficult what you're going through is, there is an end to it. Every Christian has a measure of faith. You can't believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus without having faith in him. And with this faith, you're assured that there is no problem too great that you can't get through it. This video is for you if you've prayed for so long and it seems that the mountain before you isn't moving. If you're seeking answers on how to pass through hard times, and if you've come to the point where you feel that you can no longer have faith, it's to encourage you to trust God and to help you know more about the power of faith to pass through hard times. Faith can get you out of a situation, but sometimes it won't happen right away. Instead, it will get you through the situation eventually. This type of faith will not cause you to escape what's causing you pain, but will help you face it so that you can come out stronger. It doesn't sound fun, and it's not. We would prefer that all of our troubles would disappear overnight. And while God answers such prayers, there are times He allows us to pass through that difficult season, and when He does so, He gives us faith for it. It is very easy to get carried away with the troubles we're facing and lose our trust in God, or even start placing our trust in other things or people. The scriptures say in Psalms 20, verse 7, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God." This is not the season to get carried away, but to place your trust firmly in the Lord. He is one who will hold your hand through that situation. In Psalm 3:3, the Bible tells us that the Lord is our shield. He is our protection, and we have to learn to rely on Him and trust that He knows what He's doing in our lives. Am I saying this will be easy? No, it won't. Everything in your rational mind may revolt against trusting God. However, this is the way you will successfully get through the situation. Life may seem difficult, and it may look like all hope is lost. But never forget that God is with you, and He will see you through what you're facing. When the children of Israel were leaving the land of Egypt, Pharaoh suddenly changed his mind and decided to get them back. It was at this point that the Israelites faced the Red Sea, but had no way across. So they had two options: jump into the Red Sea and drown, or allow Pharaoh to carry them back to Egypt as slaves. Instead of teleporting to the other side of the Red Sea, God caused the Red Sea to part and they walked through it. It's equally miraculous to walk through the sea as it was to teleport. The faith that makes mountains disappear is equally as powerful as the faith that causes you to pass through your hard times. The fact that your problems didn't disappear, but gave you faith to get through them, does not make your faith smaller. In fact, God's strength is made manifest in you as you go through your troubles. So feel free to cry, allow yourself to feel the pain, and allow yourself to see what you're faced with. Those emotions are valid, but don't let them cancel out your faith in Jesus. Jesus wept when He saw the pain of Mary and Martha due to the death of their brother, but His weeping did not stop Him from exercising His faith in raising Lazarus from the dead. Do not let your feelings keep you from having faith.